Hello guys, welcome to another episode of Clues, Cues and Reviews, and today we're looking at One Piece 834 My Dream. So, apologies about the late video. As mentioned in previous video that's just been released before this one, the Bleach one, I got stuck in traffic for ages because of an accident, because people lose their minds when apparently there's a bit of rain. Anyway, let's kind of look into this chapter. The first thing I want to do is kind of tackle the chapter's title and explain what that is. As you know from reading the chapter, the idea of my dream is the dream of Big Mom being able to basically sit at a table, see all her relatives and friends at eye level. She's a big person. It's the idea of having them be gigantified. So she has a lot of dreams. She has a dream of unifying the world and being at peace and making people giants. So she must hate on tatters then, because they're really small. It probably hurts her neck looking down at her, and so on and so forth. Anyway, so there's a lot of things that happen in this chapter. It would take ages to go through everything like I normally do, so I'm going to cut it short and summarize and give my thoughts. The Sanji thing being talked about again was kind of a waste of panels, but what I liked about it, honestly, was the Zeph stuff, because it made me think in his time of need he actually does have a father figure, rather than his punk ass of a father that he does have. Yes, we know his father isn't Yonko level, and at some point Sanji's going to kick his ass. We know that he can't take the bracelets off because he'll lose his hands. That's pretty much that. So that's one of the reasons why they have to see Big Mom. Anyway, moving on to Big Mom, we now know of her dream. The conversation with Caesar was funny as hell, because Caesar is doing a talking session, but he's doing a thinking session for us fans. And when he talks about where he spent the money on booze and bitches, I could not stop laughing, because he makes that face, and she even says to him, "Why are you making that face for?" And he makes the excuse that basically Luffy and Law fucked up his place and he can't make it anymore. And Big Mom's like, "Oh, don't worry about it, we built you one." So her eldest son, he's got the lick fruit, basically built at the factory. Says, "You got 2 weeks, if not, I'm crushing your heart, or I'm making your heart into candy and licking the hell out of it." Which is not good for Caesar, which means he's gonna need rescuing. That was funny as hell. Feel sorry for Caesar, but when he said that story and he made that face, I thought of 2 things. One, how similar he is to Brooke, Frankie and Sanji in terms of being perverts. So if he did fit in well with them, it would make a nice little pervert contingent, right? Number 2, again linking into number 1, for Nakama maybe, number 1 scientist potentially would lead in to going with Frankie to see Vegapunk at some point in the story. Just thought. Anyway, so that part was funny. Now, when Pedro and Brooke are on the island, they hear the news of Peckham's going missing and Jinbei not actually leaving. I'm guessing the idea behind this is the game is one of 2 things, kind of like Truth or Dare. Is the limb is either he's going to lose it or Straw Hat member is going to lose it. So for example, if it was the head, you lose your head, or you give me Straw Hat Luffy's head. Right arm in this game would be Zoro. You see what I mean? Navigator would be the legs. You get the point. So I think that was the game, and that's why he hasn't turned it down. He decided to stay so he didn't have to do that. So that's the idea behind Jinbei. They obviously make him out to be a pussy in the news, but who believes the news, right? You shouldn't always believe what you read. Anyway, so that you get that. We have the whole thing with Brooke. Now it's interesting, we have a conversation from Baron Tamago, and he's talking about his history with Peckham's. I believe it was Tamago that beat Pedro, because when they talk about Brooke, finding Brooke and Pedro, I think they refer to Pedro as a cheetah, and he goes, "No, he's a jaguar." So he knew that, so he knows about him. So I think he was the one that beat Pedro, and basically Peckham said, "Look, I'll join the crew, don't kill him." That's what I think was happened. That was the shame. So that's why I think that scene's important, and the plants and things moving when they're around. I think the idea behind that is, you know how they say be quiet the wall, even the wall have eyes and ears, right? That's the idea behind the whole islands are alive, and that's how basically Big Mom gets information. Speaking of Peckhams, he's tied up, he's on the edge of a cliff, and he gets his ass shot by Capone Bedge with his wife, one of Charlotte's daughters, and his son, who looks like him with a cigar. I'm assuming it was a pacifier, because it'd be weird if he was smoking so early. Now, we've got the whole thing with the sharkfish whales at the bottom. I'm assuming he's not dead, and basically Jinbei's probably going to save him. But what's more important is what he says before he dies or gets shot to be supposedly dead. Don't underestimate Big Mom. Now, this could be a translation issue, but this could be a foreshadow, as many people believe, that potentially Capone is looking to usurp Big Mom's position. Potentially. That is what's going on potentially there. That's maybe what that foreshadow is about. That aside, we know about Sanji, we know about Peckhams, we know about Pedro situation, we now know about Big Mom's situation with Caesar. What is left? Luffy's situation. So Luffy is running around and he's basically capturing all these different clones. The fact that they're cloned indicates they've all been captured. The fact that they show basically Pudding getting in the dress situation, Pudding being a clone and things like that, indicates that more than likely she's good. Not fully confirmed, but it looks like that. So I think what's basically happened is all the Straw Hats that were with Luffy have been caught by the bad lady, the daughter of Big Mom, with the powers basically, and effectively Luffy's gonna kick her ass. I hope it's not that, and I hope Luffy gets there and we get some girl on girl action. Anyway, that is pretty much a quick summary of the actual chapter. Relatively good chapter. A lot of information to go through, even when I'm trying to cut it short. 7 minutes long. I hope you enjoyed the chapter. What do you think about my breakdown? What do you think of my thoughts and the foreshadows I've given you? Hope you enjoyed the chapter. Again, apologies about the lighting and the timing, and I'll hopefully see you in the next one. As always, please like, comment and subscribe, and I'll show the best comments in this video in next week's video. I'll see you then. Peace.